Sawachi Koya Natrasa Samaba Na Sawachi Koya Natrasa Samaba Na Sawachi Koya Natrasa Samaba
Assembly Biaba. Nano yetena ha wabra yebo ye Tonton Sansan na mibuza say. And someone would do a professor from Pomboat and Yabetu Dwa. In fact, what tray ya a quada mampenny nim a beto daffy say as some na nanke was a what a year Jubilee House or a sonny and a swaba from and Albertons and Jeff for being some, especially Yenia Kevin Taylor or America on the South say wobble bubble bonsam swa a bay and como cassia power memoir. Eti nami busa say His Excellency Nanado Dankwa Kufuado asanse mi beton enemy e beton enemy se nana ni abre pa say gadam say wo bedi hu dwuma adenti na no ma Professor Frimpong Boateng ebobo so ene nkofo a wo Professor Frimpong Boateng amani bomu no wo kire say wo mo be ya akwansidie e ma gadam say ku no adenti na mampanyi ntu wanamo besi ne. And you see, rather the woman say, and go for your bubo mudino, woman that sorry about Bontain, and almost do months and Betuga, and your months of Moka and a year here you. The year here, dear, a Juma, Mampanyin and Nando Danko Kufado, what it say, Professor from Pomboatin Sem. Say one interministerial committee on illegal mining, ano. And sa interministerial committee on against illegal mining, no. Na ye, Ashaya would do, and Yakoma Fua. According to Professor from Pomboatin, emu nwotwe ayo madwen se adwuma na mampanyi nanado diamo mo no mo nyenne enye tena etu mo tena nchen o ma nya adwuma no ekoye se ministries mienu pe ena na etu anamo wo bobo empanifo a wo mu wo eye Jubilee House a o ma be ya kwansidie ade ama oko na mampanyi ede ne presidency to so se wo ko atia gadam sei. And I'm 20 and now, yes, I see yes, you're quiet. Nina say, is your name in a mercury, a doctor, mercury, a dray, a doctor. Ah, a bimusu and him the four baby, and say, watch your bedroom, maybe, or my Ghana Jay, a crencio, a framan on it, Sabre, a home popoya, and one and Susan. As I see a dining wedding, and one summer would do Ghana Water Company Limited, and the Abatuyanim. So, we yes, he can't do. Said about your better draw. I enjoy ye and Sanny Yabi. I'm enough for your pipe, Mammy Anom. Eti wabra san woma wenyi na asie na mampanyi na nado danko Akufo-Addo wo swache Ghana for so wo begina nukuradie pefe yo ene akuntabuo kwa so ede ahwe ama my Ghana afa ne ntema pefra ye de nsam yei abeto wanim wendi hudwuma. So would you fault anyone when a person suggests, His Excellency, I put it to you, when anyone suggests, say, you are complicit, as far as the Gadamse menace is concerned, would you fault anyone? Because one would do your when you say emphasize normal way and on this sense ye by a trim. Would we be wrong to have such thoughts? Sagri ne besi a trima yeti yabwa. Any who can say besi a trim. Eti Professor from Pomboatin, 1 year yanum UTV for the incomo. One. Watch your match, let's say, and some now better and one crata so be I can be a can with radio so none of your bread, I can can't remember. Sansam on one a tray. Number 2, Sansam and your man Penny and the chief of staff on Kwana Domanim. In fact, CID a year. CID woman a post for a share your muyemuno, woman so Sansami a domanim. Prof Amiati Asia was Uncle Matricia, one UTV for Tricky and say, CID 4821 among an Omobani fee, Nansamo Babusano Crano. And a year special prosecutor was here, say, what the Assemble who Ejuma, what to one among Ayawu Shibuno, Nanwa, Womotu Omonsa Fre no, and some of Bubusano Crano. A baby for me person would tear Mr. Wada, why watch me tear me? Ran was soon a tear. Professor from Pomboatin. Na yengina sansem ye so. Na yemisa bisa ya hunse mi tewe.
So, get Kwame Minkah say, man, try report and say, you have a trouble until you can was report no.
Ntinya wo na oliki.
No. How? 2 years in and I said, me try and man spreader na. No.
Now then, Obama presidency. So what do they stand to? It's not say bia wasem bia bana BBS in the Beliki report no, because the Maya who reports yasem I think either before or after only TV station back we interview na reports no sign be boom. Outside people have the perception you leaked it.
There be no report no. Some mature report. And interview now me GTV what kind no. Say there will be some here say. Yes, say excavator asem any garam say na me say me first excavator bia na garam say so no go for pay to be or party nim this work fiscal no to be eno ene go fan say me na ba say ya hwem asma be kan no e see the for ba ha bisa am san me kan sa na me say we nya asem pofra maka e da e ho report ko any am record ni na me ma wo me ka say see how the phone leak here, no, I have no idea. But me say, on by no report, and you know, now somebody him with the mamma, and I'm baby. And then I can't watch them.
Now, didn't now demand CID.
I saw my investigations.
Okay.
I'm my paying with him. You know, now can say, you man pay back, you say this so.
Okay.
Brutally honest with him, yes.
Okay. I see. Into all the man CID now, I pay
maybe, Majuma.
After so mobile hano, or my friend beam, or my baby.
I'm back twice. I'm a friend Kakra. It's only Mojuma.
Okay. In some I need to know who shows say I won't can report in that same beam. Say a some one of them cover Mudin to court.
When I saw on the court on a specific issue, no say a lawyer for no become was no team just 70 Mikasa. But the thing they said, and this time I can't report was because man try my home, man try my public.
What about Nipa Ochoman and so who reports and they say reports enough. But also penny until we are married.
Maybe say.
To me, because when we are saying Kanya and say a office of special prosecutor so Tonton Sansan with
and we are different.
And then a man you're different about them.
The prosecutor say, you know, there were some corrupt practices. Officer, and a corrupt procurement practice be the corrupting corruption we are officer on Biano. And yet, I'm saying,
any reports in any tracker.
No.
Almost a brand number Juma war ministry or not a war so called Galamsey office now can corrupt practices. Until oh, okay.
I am a Dacia in Ayabutre, Tie Prof. Tie. And normal P. Adan when he was I interview him. Number one, special prosecutor. And somehow would do a man for the Akotun and him, Efa Professor from Pom Watten Asemi home. And here Samana. And now, what have you before from? To send your prof again. Secretary said the project, any procurement breaches be a course so our interministerial committee. Na Prof Edda no. And on a special prosecutor in focus because already yenyanentie free NDC for say wo bo de nsem be kwa kwato kwasi Peter anim wo bo ka se yempa baaso nkuo bi na onye hwehwemu e wo mrahye bedwafie da no na eye Dr. Kasila to force ono so ka wasem the other time so you will say honorable Roxanated Dafia Mekpo, member of parliament South Die constituency where to an among the assembly Ako Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice and some prof mami maswanyina e de di pefe say e wasi yetimi ye hwehwemu sada be ya nokura no be ba beda ne wadi ni entia ensem no ye hiasem is because of my Ghana that here say enkofo mu tachire enu nti yensa se ye kwaye yensuo ese no here say e wo se mrane ni omudi no e wo se saade ni sie wo ye Ghana ni na wutie me na wutie de prof e kan ye na wo se CID for ba ne nchen na CID for ba ne nchen no wo mo dan na di so mo ye hwehwemu anya bia what was the last time IGP organize a press conference said be ya ye benya rehwemu bi se nia prof ensem yi wo mo di betu dwai wo tu 1 hour because like it or not whether the document was confidential or not confidential, right now it is a public document. Obia hunumu nsem. And Prof, you are wrong by saying, say, you were not doing it for Ghana, say Ghana for you are doing it on behalf of the people of Ghana. You are doing it on behalf of the people of Ghana. The question, Prof, was a Wubisana say, at the end of Mampany, yeah, Asema was a catcher yang Ghana for, and he said, a bra with the crater no koto Mampany anymore, and the assembly catcher war. Professor from Pomboate, Mayuru, a bra with the encrata ye, a koto chief of staff and him, with the koto Mampany him, and the assembly and catcher war. And then no mutu found. We need to know. When the Ghana for Abesesum can be born wemu and or say ye and then kosu or maimu. Now with him, Prof Asamia wa kind say when him the yeah a leaky no we bano. In fact, Mame a yes subin MP no yenti and a brano ne park awosen of for Yerepa FM TV Edin Komo Nensembia wa kind edine na di say se obi hu eyo obi ehi ewo MPP mu a eya saade we tansi yama no mu ye bibia tan a oni akono pese Ghana fo hunu enti na ade e beto abonte ana yentie no
report what say there you know the aba we hwe report what we hwe eyi ne nam from mu no document na it's stamped as classified.
Yeah. Jobina Liki, of course, was submitted in 2021 March. And Obina Liki. Now, say you as from Pom, what the document man, chief of staff, yeah, Mammy Kuma, right, and Chief Freeman. Or the man, of course, oh, yeah, more, Baymoana, office, who receive what they told so. And they are stamp so classified. Because what we need classified, classified, you know, a stamp will be. You know, the leaky, Ubi, maybe Ubi, MPP, Ubi, and we'll peer from him after 2 years. 2 years. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And it's not something I personally want to discuss. Because I know most of the political actors are bobo. I know them. I don't think it's to be fair because in some minimum papa. I hearsay. If you have a casabi, you one on the other. I think say they are kind of shrug, so say there's almost a shrug a cum. I exonerated from what I am saying. My investigation. Who say or not your yagal? I'm saying. Empty. Me feel say young Koboko, Jojo. Baby, I said with you. Because me feel say for what I see. Now say classified stamp of Bosudia.
Young Kono Boko, Peter Bra, young Kono Boko, young Kono Jojo. Young Kono no. Young for Boise talk aso. Ye begin mo kopem se no kura no beda ni wadi. Ghana for no penokura no. The taxpayer no wa penokura no. Enkoda ye wo mu ne. Enkoda omu ye omu ye funu mu. Enkoda o makonu mu nsuo bone e wo brem. Enkoda wo mu hu ensu atwa ye hu ahia ni nyina ye poto. Se mfonyini bo afa kire omu na ensu ye da ye bone. Enkoda was ye kura kwaye momo to say ye na nanom ye ma yen as I say kwaye was ye kura according to Professor from Bomboaten ye bo awurama ye tu gadam say womunti ye penokre no womunti womo a enam mo so a saa de yi ba ya ye bobo mu din no ye penokre no e was atamte ne yesie e wo mamu ha na Ghana for na yana ensem bi se beda he nima bo se ya fa ne transa bo so bi busa se na me de ne metima ye wo bibi ye constitution ni mo first chapter e che ba bia to me ni free ba e ma akwanya sa akwanya wodo a wo betima fa so se de be ya nokura ne beda ne ho adi e che bia mo mra se badwafo wo mbeba manim se wo mu petumi afiri mo nsem mo nka jo mo se wo mo nhwe na saa Professor from Pomboaten ensem ya betodwe ye nyamu nokura na mo a wase ya twoma so no ye twoma so ansa mato aba mo let them know because mo podwe mutumi dia so mo nsem so mo ko gina ya namu e wo mra se badwafie let them know sa na monto we ya ye pamu nokura no ye nya ye kopo ye nya bre e wo ho nya gudia na monto. The Prof has confirmed say some are watching nyina no won na twere ye though it was not meant for public consumption, it was meant for the consumption of the president and ne kwafo a wono mu ye adwuma Jubilee House ɛna adeɛ yɛ asɔne nyame a wɔpɛ nokorɛ nyame a wɔmpɛ daadaafoɔ anamotuo wɔpam ho ntoma ama adeɛ yi asɔne akɔto America ama Kevin Taylor abie so de akyerɛ obiara ama prof abɛgye atom sɛ nsɛm no a wɔn de abɛto abɔnten no wɔn na twerɛyɛ eti saa bere a yɛagye atom yɛtwɛn deɛ what are we waiting for ɛdeɛ ne yɛtwɛn sɛ Ghana bɛba abɛyɛ asase prada dam ansa ne yɛtu anamɔ. And yeah, me can so because the president of the Republic of Ghana, supported by the vice president and his cabinet ministers, including Alan Kojo Martin, woman who ye bra mampanyi in the presidency at Oswo. And me assure Alan Kojo Martin would yemia one of my again say as part of your campaign messages, you know, I was a Wubusa president to say the band and the Kurana Babadan and Wendy. I was Obusano. Mampanya bedi eche unsu wa sudie because our president dia ochira na yawo dia eno se benya bamumpu a se wo ye obi a wani abre se obebo ochira ho ban a e wo se unsu lead the advocate say asem ya betodwai ye mpamu no kre and nobody can hide obi antimi fa no hunsie e wo sansensem wemu and ye anya first timer obi every MPP amanyokuo nim anasa abemu abeka kire se wonim pa se MPP fo empanifo ena edi anim a yetu gadam se wokwaye mu Professor from Bob Watson to be catch our report him say at a cabinet meeting what dine the His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say eba kwaye wo se ekura ne ebo ho ban no de wa begina ho a wa ye problem ama saade no the late Sir John. And Kasafa institution one, it is not just about the personal. Sir John on nine on Kwana na yejuma, na man for what woman in the yejuma. It is a year you was say, ya fifi holding in a BB Sadia Nase. No bienu. It is Shamuno dear, I was say Koso. Send Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo when young Bresel person with ja legacy. Now man for the cow. Say maybe by a utu and a mompa. E was so ma ho kwan na se bia ye pa ba so nkuo kura se wo metena se na ye hwehwemu a e was so kura ma ho kwan na betena ba so nkuo no dwumadie na se na ma ho kwan ne bisa questions when they are probing the president of Ghana must allow himself to be probed. I was able to be too much after mampani because one also I want some was so year no e ye dan na 10 ministries a wakabom. Some form interministerial committee against illegal mining. Emu 8. Eyo mu free jubedi anymore. Neke 2. And as Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, question is why the ma asra for no order? So mo ko bo gadam say yes and ho ban. Why? And the massa order no. Yananche yanko case number 2. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na proba wobo. Any NDC amanyoko no krado maye se omo ba beto aba na watwe awie no mo de yi mpanimfo mbedi o manim wa bra ye 2024 abato nim kai se on a year Saturday May 13 NDC eba be decide why na bedi o manim se a year Frankatuni no mo de akọ abato nim 2024 why na bedi o manim se parliamentary candidate no mo de akọ abanim in 2024 we election powerhouse in here. Yes, free Tamale Stadium. And Anajo and Renumre. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Opesa NDC Chita for Edio Mahua de no Mutumi, Eson and Sam, no best sumo my Ghana no. Oko a yet Tamale Sports Stadium now. A hona a Chita for the P Baguye. And young Commodio Muti Bipa. Harry Naidrisu, former minority leader, Ghana Brashobe Fie, Okasaye. Sansona yete His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Angasa enka yeni kan sha se free Honorable Harry Naidrisu what is bia o kan say sabre eye Mahama a time tie no.
It is John Mahama's time. John Mahama's time. It's time to lead the NDC. It's time to lead and save this country. And save the economy of Ghana and save jobs and inspire hope in the youth of our country. It is a time of John Mahama to rescue Ghana and rescue the Ghanaian economy. It is time. It's John Mahama's time. 7th December is 2024. So when I say it's John Mahama's time, all of you today, you are making a pledge. And your pledge is that you will sacrifice and work 24/7, December 7th, 2024, for John Mahama to save Ghana and save this country. It is John Mahama's time. It is his time to come and save this economy. You know, Nana Addo Dankwa and his Minister of Finance, they are now at the nadir of economic failure. When they wrongly accuse him about borrowing, Nana Addo came to Parliament and said 120 billion was colossal. So is 600 billion profoundly colossal or not? I leave it to you.
Eti Harry na Idrisu no wabra wakasa Otamale Stadium mutri doma NDC achita for mo down mo wadi mo begina ho no bia budget so no bia etonyom. In fact, the no Gina Harry na Idrisu Mutala Mohammed Enchebia and Bekasa, but Yanko Manosonia or Jonathan Asantia or a political analyst and then on Casa war election powerhouse. Musano as Sabia and as a sad declaration here a year Harry na Idrisu Mbeki our Tamale Stadium Hono. At the end of the so bad grand betmania our decision delegates no ebe take wabra Yako Memende. Jonathan Asantia Mwachimo Kwaba. Begin to say, pa. Okay, Yamia down my Yahuya pa. Besa fa a year video no etusubio na yeshe doma womuba omupuba a year Tamale Stadium. And they said you're not dead, then you see or Jonathan Asante. So what you Harry na Idrisu asemo kan here and any declaration I will make here. At the end of the chance, so ben the benya, our His Excellency John Mahama, the chances miming the year.
I'm sure power from a chief when Nana pay. The woman is Mr. Mahama will have an overwhelming victory in Tamale. And second thing is Abia you have an afro as minority leader, no? And now he has come to terms with the fact to say, well, I come for a baby to say you will be a could be in a crude also and traffic also in Guasia. So I think that it means he has gotten over that particular issue. We embrace after all politics the man do Sabian in this man Akunya and could do Sabian. So the Bisutama Swan. Omoni Pakrono Indigma I was saying with you, and I think it's a yes allowed that. For me, he has gone beyond that now. So two main implications are yes and no other kind. The delegates will vote fully for Mr. Mahama, and that is the important aspect of his speech. And what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Bre drew in Sonsoa. Also, I can say, as far as on your concern, no, one after Bra was served where you know, a baba by year Harry na Idrisu ne womo makano, womo bre. And then he made it also categorically clear. Say, and ya no cre wo be an nanam, send wo pompe we asem, wo pe we asem, was a sang sem na nkofo nama. Womo kika omo ye ebu ano machim kofo ne no mo de agu afidie so no mo shita said be ya mansan nyina betie no wo se saa de no ebo party no hia ben na na hia say na wo say His Excellency John Mahama e kasa asem no
in a lady that go no
eso say amount for more Akunya in terms of delegate and the electorate. Now, or more about the ruling nation, NDC now are more attractive than the MPP as it stands now. And and you could see that in the parliamentary, elections yet to happen. More professionals, more top professionals are coming into the NDC. Medical doctors, and northern region, not less than 17 medical doctors are trying to contest for the seat, for various seats. So the NDC has become very much attractive. Into the Banisana and the Diasiano, and when it is so obvious that Mr. Mahama is the one likely to win, everybody will want to catch his eye like the speaker. So like the speaker. So there will be a caucus, so seats were all in a manner of outwitting one or the other in the name of politics.
But can what can any kwanya of us can say way at the end the betimi everyone ba ojini say man for be fam ba etu one amon ebeboa ama party no chitafo ni nyina esi benkro no ma o makwa abato nim te say party kro.
I think Kwame Minkah, some of us chance he's not interested in those things. He's not interested. So those who are engaged in that, they should desist from that. And more or less, he's put it into the public domain. So they are to public domain. I just say, he's not interested.
Yeah, but in communication, to say you know, and even with political communication, all cast seminar, I was so be so FM about 821 amount. Would you say Saudi and Bessie?
They should discontinue and desist from that because the what is it called? The presumptive leader is not interested in that. I think he's more interested in what you can bring on board, showcase that, let everybody know, say this is what you stand for.
Okay.
Because at this point in time, a party in opposition, they need every individual soul to be part. So you don't create a situation where you draw wedges behind and between friends and supposed friends, and you create a problem for friends to become enemies. Into an idea or sounding a caution to all who are engaged in that to desist from that. That is not a style, he's bringing on board.
Okay. You heard the rippling effect, and say Oma parliamentary candidate, and even the incumbent members of parliament. Yes, almost so dying a war. I mean, Sasam now Kafa, John Mahama, who said, no, the award dying a deal one in some who are working in our problem, and in near what day by near Babaye. So, what was sort of from Eddie a year PC race in each year? Who knows? I don't know.
Well, that is the case. Because, as I told you, NBC has become very much attractive. And for the donor about NDC, and it's like people who are not showing themselves as NDC, they are all now showing themselves as NDC, and to hell with the consequences.
Yeah,
I quite to say when there is time, when the MPP is in power, I'm saying people fear the victimization thing, so they tend to stay back and do things behind the scenes. But suddenly, if you are having such a number of professionals coming on board, I think that it is all well and good for the party.
But the point I'm making, the point I'm making is in terms of parliamentary candidates and even incumbent MPs, womu percentage for Koswa, Momotana, Mrashabegafino. To say your cancer, His Excellency John Mahama, yes, watch near what they ban your on your barber, what bra what was want to from a D race netino. Who sad any be? Our pieces anymore, any incumbent MPs anymore. Wabro mobile pro, Wabro many delegates in common.
Oh, yes. Okay, I get your point now. I think so far, no. We share a Myanmar parliamentary, some constituencies here in terms of those who are there, those who are coming in now. Okay, let me start from, let's say, tough areas. Everyone says such a firm place one. Such a firm place, place in Ababa a very tough place because one, you have someone who is contesting Mr. Mahama, Dr. Dufour's son. Dr. Dufour Nangasa Sunini Abema, Msen, Bibi Mensa, on only incumbent. And it has been a tussle between the two. But there is one particular woman, Amsa Afra, also having the tacit support of the constituency executives. But there is one person who is very unassuming, and that is Professor Benya. And as I told you, the professionals are coming into the fold. So Professor Benya, for example, from University of Kwame Minkah University of Science and Technology, such a personality, I think that if I look among the other contestants, if you ask me, I quite to say, sir, at the point the country is in crisis. So if Mr. Mahama is the one winning the election, then he will need professionals, both economic, those who connect background, those who. But
my question is, these candidates, to say what can say His Excellency John Mahama, candia war baba, what woman come out, many delegates, ADA, and of course, what site such as from planes. I'm sure because ABA would be a tripa. Woman come out, many delegates, ADA, or my dine D. Some by yen may, and are they even realistic?
Well, I think at the moment, they are all buying into a fence and the vision and mission of Mr. Mahama. Not two ways about that. Then, in their own small ways, as I was saying, I see, difficult, Kaka, until the party will come out with a manifesto that will guide the leader of the party. Then that will be Mr. Mahama or whoever that is elected. Then the other pieces will now buy into that. But until then, you will not really get a particular message from one particular person or the other. It is just that they've been there for them. And as I was saying, I think the Professor Benya guy is somebody that the NDC will need in the affray parties here to be able to navigate the crisis that the nation finds itself. Then if you talk of Cape Coast North, they need somebody like Dr. Kwame Minkah, who is an academic, par excellence. He's been there, he started working even before he became the parliamentary candidate in the 2020 election. But of course, he's now having some contest with this. But I think the message has been very much clear. And the message, you see, is that Ghana ought to be rescued.
Okay.
And if there is going to be a rescue mission, then you need people who are experienced in politics and who have the nation at heart. And I think Dr. Kwame Minkah, Professor Benya, the others are quite interesting. You can talk of Abra Sebu,
yes,
between the good lady professor and then Felix Fosu, who has been there, So, I mean, the guess is as good. Your guess is as good as mine.
But I mean, some argument now is that to suggest was NDC a more professional so go
Certainly.
I didn't.
Oh, of course. At this point in time, it is not politics as usual. If you listen to Mr. Mahama or say, to build the Ghana we all want. So what kind of Ghana is that? You see, you need the type of professionals, sir. When they go to parliament, they should have the ability to interrogate bills that the executive will bring. What you say? And to say MPP, to say MPs, they do say policy are binding by way. That they are come, and they are here, and they are not training the Ghana for. And yet they go out there and approve. Like the 3 taxes hereby. So how does it happen that the legislature become a check, on the executive? We are not seeing that. So if you have professionals, those who are politically oriented, those who are marketing oriented, those who are medically oriented, those who are educationally oriented, those who are legally oriented, you need a combination of all this to be able to run an effective parliament that will ensure, say, not every bill passes.
Okay.
But, of course, things are interrogated fully to the benefit of the Ghanaian electorate.
Okay. Medro Ase, Jonathan Asante, on some of our Becca, young said, Nina Bessia, Wabra, anyway, election, Powerhouse, Power 97.9, Offenso, TVXYZ, where you build up to NDC, Abatwa Kessia Bekoso, Mimin the year 13th May 2023. Hanan Common in our but wabra ye ka NDC once on ye fe ani hwe eye MPP amanyo conference omo so kaka omo build ya benim edaport o ma hye omo de eye elections number so there but so far Dr. Mamadou Bawumia obedan na di se opesu ogina so Frank Atuni ema eye MPP amanyo kono already Alan Kodwo Chematen wa resign ye efri abemu ena wode ne ho asi wo se opese wo tu Franka edema MPP amanyo kono ena fe so eye Kennedy Japan no so ede ne ho asi wo se opesu wo tu Franka ema MPP amanyo kono me pese utie Boabia Samoa briefly na fe yakwa ahoma so na yatoa yenkomo no so wodia NDC eye wabra omukwa akoto aba memende ya Boabia Samoa ne tie no
ye ehunu omde ahye dom mu se ye wo bibi na wo ya ye be kontia bibi no mo ye se appointees ni ministers ni wamnya wo ka mu nyina bomu afam so mu nyina akro to ama Bawumia ye 1000 delegates conference 208,000. 208,000. It's a mutazing catch from Pewa. Wabo loss. O tiasie. Now, a hoarding to me be so now. Wa buy munti baby or befabian. Ye wa buy mo to me within the only official candidate. A young one. Official candidate, dear. It's missy. And you're gonna have one is Ghana Hakran, ABC, NDC. NDC, Rollins Kofa. Mills, Swedish declaration, official candidate. Party no manche. Yadi yenchim. So official candidate now. Your main opponent, whether he's main or not, I don't even believe, but you have to admit.
Eti Boabia Samoa so no almost the here omo MPP amanyo ko but yes come back to Tamale Sports Stadium and radio hu here say Tamale Sports Stadium yankwa ahoma no so ne honorable Murtala Mohammed entering come member of parliament Emadishe or Tamale Central constituency. Honorable, good morning to you. My name is Bapoto Ebeka Brofo Kakra. Good morning to you and thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Good morning your cherished listeners for having me. I'm sorry I lost my voice a bit, but
and it's absolutely understandable. Viewers are also watching as well on TVXY. It's understandable. Nyentia will lose your voice, but going into elections, the sort of rally that we saw last night at the Tamale Stadium. Just explain to us what accounted for the numbers and of course the sort of narrative that were put across. Listening to former leader Haruna Idrisu indicating that it is John Mahama's time. You listen to former President John Dramani Mahama also indicating that look, right after me, a new crop of leadership that are also coming to hold the fort. What accounted for this narrative?
Well, first and foremost, we agreed because there wasn't much time. You know, Honorable Haruna Idrisu is our senior. However, the Northern Regional NDC caucus, Honorable ABF is the leader of the caucus. So we agreed yesterday that because of the time, Honorable Haruna Idrisu and Honorable ABF were the only people who were going to speak because we didn't have much time. The president had gone, to several conferences. He was so exhausted, and we are leaving again this morning. So what Honorable Haruna Idrisu said was very simple, that it was John Dramani Mahama's time. It was his time to save this country. It was his time to, ease the untold hardship that is brought on the people of this country by the Dwabo Ase-led his best source administration. And that was precisely the message. And all the four constituencies, our chairman spoke, and the chairman of the four constituencies declared 100% for His Excellency President Mahama. We are not saying that the others who are contesting President Mahama are unfit to lead the NDC. But what we simply say is that it was President Mohammed's time, and they would have to exercise patience. The only candidate that we do not need much time and resources to market is President Mahama, a candidate who has been president before and left an outstanding track record, a track record that this government is struggling to even get closer, and they can never get closer. So between President Mahama and the other candidates, the other two candidates, it is far better for the NDC to use President Mahama. 2, we don't need much resources to sell him. 3, there is record that we can point to that these were the things he did when he had the opportunity to lead this country. And juxtaposing that with the abysmal performance of this administration, the Ghanaian electorate would easily resonate with what President Mahama and they did. They are yearning for President Mahama. Even if you don't want to talk about anything, decency in government, President Mahama demonstrated an outstanding, decent administrative leadership as the President of the Republic of this country, as compared to the disaster that is at hand currently.
And I'm just thinking aloud. I mean, in as much as you made all these speeches, how is that going to culminate into the decision that delegates are going to make? When you check the grounds and the sort of reaction that was coming from the crowd, does that give you an indication of what's likely to happen on Saturday?
All the people, the delegates for the 4 constituencies in Tamale were all present, all of them. And they all unanimously declared their support for President Mahama. In fact, before this, we had meetings with the delegates in Tamale Central. Same was done in Tamale North, same was done in Tamale South, and same was done in Sanargo. And all of them, in absolucy, declared that they are giving their 100% support to President Mahama. So I am very convinced that Tamale Central, President Mahama is going to get 100%. I am very convinced about that.
And what about President Mahama's comment that, look, right after him are a new crop of leaders such as Haruna Idrisu and others who would also come and take up the mantle. How significant was that point?
It was very significant, and he made that statement because, there's been a lot of wild rumor, particularly among some detractors of the NDC in Northern Region, that yes, President Mahama and President and Honorable Haruna Idrisu, they have a problem, and that the changes in Parliament, unfortunately, rather sadly, that the changes in Parliament were instigated, by President Mahama. President Mahama doesn't want Honorable Haruna Idrisu, and a whole lot of rubbish. So there could not have been any opportunity for President Mahama to rubbish that, wild allegations than that platform. And he reiterated saying, because some of us know the close relationship that Honorable Haruna Idrisu has with President Mahama. Yeah. And people know the relationship some of us have with President Mahama. And therefore, it was an opportunity for him to dispel that rumor, to let them understand that he said, look, Alhaji Hudu Yahya and co. But before he said, look, I was born and bred in Northern Region. Remember, before the regions were, divided, President Damongo, and President Mahama, was born in the Northern Region. And he said, look, I was born in the Northern Region, specifically in Tamale. I had my education in Tamale, as a matter of fact. And in Tamale, we're looking up to the likes of Alhaji Hudu Yahya and co. Yeah. He mentioned Alhaji Hudu Yahya. They started, and we were following. Alhaji Hudu Yahya and co. paved way for us. And that, look, we also paved way for Haruna Idrisu, for Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, for Alassane Soyene, So he was talking about the generational changes that these people started, Alhaji Hudu Yahya and co. They paved way for us. We shall also one day pave way for the young men to also take over. Certainly, when we also take over, we also pave way for others to take over. So that was the light in which President Mahama made that statement. So indeed, it was a very profound statement, having dispelled the war room that he had problems with some individuals in Northern Region. And he said that is absolutely not the case. He even talked about the support, the tutelage they got from Alhaji Hudu Yahya and co. Right. Same is given to the likes of Haruna, to the likes of Murtala, to the likes of Sweeney and Co. And certainly we should also, one day, give the baton to the other generations who are coming.
Okay. And finally, before I let you go, just before you got on the line, I was speaking to political analyst Tonton Sansan, who's also a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast, and he's suggesting that, look, as far as the parliamentary candidate race is concerned, the NDC should be looking at, getting into parliament more professionals. And he's saying that the exigencies of the time is calling for this. Do you agree with him?
Well, to some extent, I agree with him. I think we need the whole gamut of parliamentary representation. Remember, I'm a political science student myself, and you need a whole gamut of people with varied backgrounds to be able to augment and enhance the quality of parliamentary debate. You may not necessarily, you need teachers to be in parliament, you need nurses to be in parliament, you need journalists to be in parliament, you need accountants, you need political scientists, you need philosophers, you need all kinds of people. You need people who are businessmen necessarily to be in parliament, as long as they can articulate their points in the English language, because that is the medium of communication in parliament. So to some extent, I agree with him that you need all these people. When you have a parliament that is tilted on one side, for example, with all due respect to a particular position, assuming that the 275 members of parliament, 260 of them are all people of one background, for example, teachers or nurses or accountants or lawyers, certainly it would affect the quality of debate in parliament. So you need a whole gamut of people with varied backgrounds to be able to augment and enhance the quality of the debate. While the quality of debate in parliament is enhanced, it helps to enhance the richness and the quality of what that we do as members of parliament. And I think that to that extent, I agree with him.
Okay, but as a caucus currently, do you have a problem with regards to that?
I think that the NDC, if there's no denying the fact that in terms of quality of representation, the NDC is more qualitatively or quality represented in parliament. And our friends will tell you from the NPP, if you look at even the generation, we have several young people on our side in parliament and the NPP. And if you look at all of us, we are all people who have some experiences. I mean, former deputy ministers, former ministers of state, former student leaders, people who have been engaged in many other activities. We have all talked about a lot of experiences in terms of parliamentary debate. Some of us, this is our second term, some third term, some are going to fourth term. So, and we have a blend of very experienced members of parliament from our side. The likes of Honorable Christopher Okar, Colin Zauda, Honorable Eric Opoku, Honorable Haruna Idrisi, Honorable Mutaka Mubarak. I mean, these are very, very experienced. Honorable Dr. Kovna Donko, Honorable Abeji, Abejira. I mean, these are very experienced members of parliament. Honorable Woyomi. These are people, some of them are on their fourth term, some are even on their fifth term. So, and if you look at the side of the NPP, you don't have that from the NPP. There are few experienced ones who are now left from the NPP. And if you look at the quality of representation, and our friends in NPP will tell you, so there's so much future in the NDC, and that is the more reason why a lot of us, members of parliament from the NDC, ought to be maintained. A lot of us ought to be maintained, because I know certainly in every election, the primary, there may be some few casualties. I mean, that has never been disappointed. But it is our wish and hope that we have a lot of us who should be maintained. Look, those of us who are on our second term, some third term, you win your primaries. Alhamdulillah, I am going unopposed. My kid brother Suyin is going unopposed. Honorable Haruna is going unopposed. ABFC, unfortunately, is being contested. We are very optimistic that he will go through. Now, if you have that, for example, in Tamale, for example, the quality, experience will be there, quality of representation will be there. And you can say same in Volta region, same in Central, same in Western, same in Greater Accra, same in Eastern, Upper East, Upper West, and all the other regions. Brown, you can say same. So it helps the parliament. And to be very honest with you, from the NDC side, once you have this quality, it doesn't only help only the NDC, you have the entire Parliament of Ghana. Experience, as far as I'm concerned, matters so much. If you have a professional, let's say professional accountant without experience, the professionalism will be there, but the quality of work will certainly not be at speed. So in one breath, yes, we need to have some professional, but in another breath, you need experience also. Parliamentary work is completely different. Many people who you think that are professionals, they get to Parliament. And it's a completely different ball game together. So you need a blend, and that's why I said that it's a whole gamut of issues.
Absolutely.
And you need a blend of experience and professionalism and understanding of the work. I think that it's the all matter.
And as a student of political science and, of course, an experienced politician, you know that the decision or the onus, as far as the decision is concerned, lies with the delegates. Do you get a sense that they appreciate this dynamic, and would that inform their decision going into the elections this Saturday?
Well, I can confidently say about Northern because that's the region I have so much experience, about, or even particularly in Northern Ghana. The kinds of things that I take the information. I think the people profoundly, within the NDC understand that they think that we have 137. Unfortunately, this government through the judiciary denied a member of parliament, honorable question. He is still the member of parliament, but he cannot come to parliament. The people are denied of their legal, right of representation, constitutional right of representation. Unfortunately, so the people do understand. They understand that we need to hold on to this 137 and add many more. There's a proverb in Dabani that you don't throw away what is in your hand and be struggling to pick that which your leg is on. So what we have now is the 137 is what is in our hand. We must maintain that. And I'm very convinced that there are lots of seats in Northern region. We shall, inshallah, win in the 2024 elections. I'm very, very convinced about the NDC going to do it.
Very well. I want to thank you very much, Honorable Murtala Mohammed, for talking to us. Honorable Murtala, Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, a member of Parliament, Emma Adeshewa Tamale Central. And in the Dinkomo, Afa, and Norma Hodua delegates in the bit me, Jinaso, Ediatua Ba, Yadinkomo, Afa, and Semibia, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Memaso. But that's a baby, Edia Kotini Palme, Yeshua by now, my XYZ online, PSC and in dom, I publish it, Ediatua Mubet Makenkai later, the fact say, was say, or no, who say, members of parliament and I say omo musi NDC anemu omrache bedwafie nyina no omo nyina bom ho modern ti one day onim say ye be maintain omo ohunu say ehia say ye be maintain omo wa bra omo ko yanim in 2024 because we kasafa experience and afin so professionalism. Yamkwa omano so na tesadia mekan ye hwe NDC kakra ne hwe MPP kakra yemo wait to Dr. Amache Boateng University Kwame Minkah University of Science and Technology lecturer of political science nanu ya wakoka asemi bie nsemi so nanu kra ye ne kasa wodan na di say onu kra de ene say His Excellency Mamadou Bawumia wode ne hu si wo say opese otu franka edema MPP amanyokuo no na sa asemi oka wakan ama for trabono pa yankwa omano so ne yenyi ntiremu wo de na no wo pa kire poten se Bawumia kra de eni kani so odwene wo kra se opesu otu franka ema MPP amanyoko no prof ye mo ache mo akwaba
enya
me da se pass wa Japan so ne ye be kasa me gidi se bibia da din
awadi adum bibia da din
twa de amafo twa bi bo pa o
wa amanyosem no emunsam de maybe asana tie edu maybe a free NDC ho edu maybe a na free MPP ho but ye amanyosem no ndi yentiase na yekina so edi nkuta ho emra no fa no
okay entiase ben na wugina so a wo de kire se Dr. Mamadou Bawumia de ono kra na nkedi se wo ye na adwen kra so betu franka edi ama MPP amanyoko no entiase ben na wo de ye nyina so edi ka asemi
opani on sese no hunye na me gidi se on mind Ghana amanyosem no Ghanaian politics on see as eyi until I see you. And I did back on to Samri, I am resting on my no agent of piano, Emma, on my no air, she said, a new pass to compete. Now I be on my name.
Some may or minor piano. Was no chance that you back on go because of Ghana is in a crossroads. You want to say that Ghana is at a critical juncture because maybe a man who free bam, if free emra or mining and if I would be a better neck, or man is a seminar. If free emra Ghana, Pahuti, a better neck, or man is a seminar. My money and Pedro, or Monica Samaji system, our minor, and the IMF and the World Bank. As you go down. In Russia, Tanya Mani Baby or Manu is here now. Now, Dr. Baumia, it's to 2016, and someone or kind, someone or ma, and Nipa the Brady so a cafano. Now, on Uncle Ponzi say, 1 year, about number 2 on the land. Now, one emreso, and a man sick at them at a tipa at chain emre bia. On it another down Kwame and a man sick at them at chain emre bia. See, I can say, or when you just could be our baby, I feel also in a Diana. When you just could be our baby, I feel over being a Emra or Bamu. Everton on some complaint here matter. Then it's just an injustice and India. Your man of crime are known fine. I was anybody after no economic waste case. Anybody after no sada. And you are also I can temper afar of my custom who baby when I could do the kind of inflation who some day young quarter. Now, the Safwan at the Safwanu Akoma at Penny. The almost a buffer. Now, one question mark to be about not even a mirror. May year watching over yeah. But even a mirror this year, on my penny about your children. Yes, and several kind by context. Not what buying the beer of my music as a machine, the Mako, the pensioners, a GD, Oma Monia Maria, a buying air can't send back with the on farm in Sanka, Womuka, and buying to be Yawamuka. Sincere, I can say. When you know, actually, the beer of my music as a machine, I could.
But you be argue say ono de or ye mampani abedi eche enye ono na e mampani na nkasa nkasa
eno na make say o be jira bontin enka no pempe because onya meka ade no say ya ma no kwan ya ma no amfa ni nim ti anya adwuma amazo ko jira ba bi aka na ye mu bi yante
na no ne kasamafo baako eye Gideon Boako na o cheche mu asempa FM say mampani abedi eche ba o ono de ne de ane say wodi nsusuye anasa adwen bi beba na amanfo bi nso abeyo ma sede se omu behwe se sa adwen ni nsusuye no etimi aye adwuma anasa dan ne wedi eno nso e
no de nsusuye no ebi kukwam Dr. Bamiade entiase we abaya mfanya adwuma o de entiase we abaya mfanya adwuma o so da bia nkomo na akodu no utimi nka enya no wa sawo I then and careful child no man can't ask them no man correct. Also, Timu body, also Timu bomb recro because for mine no dancing who's some year can. Only a mamma yan answer. A mamma and yet lecture. A mamma, yes, sir. Yes, here. Now, in political science, we also talk about practical wisdom. And you're done in Japan, what we translating in Indian. Into reality, and your leaders from I mean the time of creation today. Political leaders are effective leaders. I bet that the woman was standing just so and your woman in our woman is to do now. And that is it. Politics occurs in context. the first context of woman the MPP.
Yeah.
And then the people of Ghana, the various institutions and structures that work on money. The CIA, as the vice president, saying that Akko, say, as someone who catch me, say, but I'm not doubting it. Say, because I'm not for the kind, it is yeah, can't say, only as some Kesika Kramayan. For example, and I'm not saying, and a banner to Amwa or Minisika or advice against. Look, if he wants to be president, all these things must come.
Absolutely.
Simply because of the fact that we are vice president. All these things must come. And it must come now.
Okay.
In the absence of that, he's someone who talks and cannot act.
Interesting.
He's someone who talks, who demonstrates knowledge by talking, but lacks the practical wisdom to translate his knowledge into reality. The absence of all these things. He's someone who talks. And let me quickly add that. You see, we need to be dead serious going forward about who is going to lead the country. And so I bring in Oral Chamatin. I have problems with him as well. Because the Trade Ministry or the Ghana Export Promotion Council, one time to say, the non-traditional export commodity tax, Ghana will be play. Ghana make me a packaging here, a cotton, a more hit and a more young one. And it's in Okasa or in just to finish a baby, and also not say anything. So we can't work with stories. We cannot work with stories. Especially women our Bible, they have been in government. Women so closely associated with the mismanagement of the economy and the party. They all stand disqualified.
Very well. You're bringing to Yemfan I was one band say, and Yanam is some near the woman, and some no said yes, no credit, no, any of the woman. May I show say a minute some Bemu Biwa, Yabasa Frona, Yatwa, and Common. So, Madam say, Doctor,
no credit, men found
Nimdiasu, okay.
And I'm a cracker, and then I make us a practical wisdom.
That's right.
A young son could be a nipper or cancer. Yakwe, you know, let's make your man and him. I'm a dear and fear me and some fear me, actually. A man sick as some attorney, Abasaya. As I said, or beer or India or can. Now, all the institutions and structures, and then the politics, what can in our home, and then all kinds of our own.
Very well.
Who's been got right by me? Then people blame the party that they did not allow him to do A, B. We will not accept that. We will not accept that.
Very well. I apamni any omako. Madam say Dr. Kwesi Amache Boateng ne obra wanyama, and he's been very consistent. We check as far back as Mahama Penso. Or no crano say the city no. Obeka we are not going baby. In fact, ojina nimdia also any encheche watch SWO Kwame Minkah University of Science and Technology. Omo na kire amanyosem. Etidane dan nyina no ya no so de omo nimdia ne omo nyansa bebata amembu no sadebe ya o my Ghana e be fa de ntemapa efra doc Dwabo Ase pa na obre abusuafo ha na ye Tonton Sansan no e betwene ensam no de bebre ne yato e de atom anim anamontuo no de ye mene wo e na wo se etu pa